We interviewed everybody, as many people as we could. In fact, with over 600 answers, we discovered a pattern. Within the context of all these answers, it was fairly clear to us. We call it repeatable successful acts, and they're sales activities shared between industries that anyone can do. And I'm going to give you some of them today, and you're going to go, oh, I knew that. I do that, or I used to do that, or I thought about doing that. I'm telling you right now, this is not a theory. These are in play right now by the top producers in 5 different industries. That means I'm not giving you something that might work. I'm telling you, if you're not doing some of these things, you're foolish by not doing them, because they're already in play and they're unbelievably successful for the people doing them. So how did we get to this point? What tool did we use? We used a really interesting tool. It's called a narrative arc. And the narrative arc is based on restrictive storytelling. If you send out a survey to somebody and say this to them, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me da-da-da-da-da. They will take in their mind, and they'll go through this little narrative story that they tell themselves to answer the question. Oh, I probably do that about 7. And then they write a 7 in. Then you get a quantitative answer that says to you, out of 100 people surveyed, it's kind of like that, what was that show? Out of 100 people surveyed, the top answer? Family Feud. It's like you guys are Family Feud survey takers, right? Because you want, out of a top 100 people surveyed, 70% said this, right? You get a quantitative answer that only tells you an objective response. I didn't want any objective response. I wanted people to tell me what they did. I only cared about their behaviors. I didn't care about how many. I wanted to know what they did. So I didn't want to measure it traditionally, so we created what's called a narrative arc. It's nothing new. If you watch television, you'll see it happen all the time. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's a narrative arc. It follows an arc. Some are formulaic. How many people watch House MD? Raise your hand if you're a House MD fan. Really? You know, it's the #1 show on the planet Earth. 1.66 billion people a week watch it all over the planet. And only 7 people raise their hand. Get on board, folks. It follows, geez, the whole world knows something. Of course, it's my favorite show, so I'm pushing it kind of like I need it to go 7 seasons instead of 6. But it follows the same pattern every time. Sick person, can't figure out what's wrong with them, try a bunch of things, almost kill them. House has an epiphany. He's like eating a hot dog and he goes, runs upstairs, saves their lives. Same every single week. It follows this narrative arc. So I wanted an arc, so I created 10 questions to ask the producers, of which when you're answering the question, you have to stay in the parameters of the question, right? That's why it's restricted. You can't go outside the question. If you did, I stopped you. And I said, no, 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 you're answering a different question. Get back inside this question. So I kept them restricted inside the question to kind of see where their patterns were.